Have you ever felt the thrill of an endgame where your opponent is struggling, desperately trying to stop a lone pawn marching towards promotion? It is a powerful feeling, often the sign of a decisive advantage. But how do these unstoppable pawns, these passed pawns, actually come into being? Pawn structure, the arrangement of pawns on the chessboard, is the primary force dictating the creation of passed pawns. It determines whether a pawn has a clear path to promotion, free from opposing pawns that could block or capture it. Understanding this relationship is key to converting many endgames. A passed pawn is defined as a pawn that has no opposing pawns on its file, nor on any adjacent files. This means there are no enemy pawns standing in its way or that can advance to block it. This arises directly from pawn structure because pawns only move forward and capture diagonally forward. If the opposing pawns are on different files or have already been traded off, a gap is created. For example, a pawn majority on one side of the board can often create a passed pawn, as the extra pawns can shield each other while one pushes through. This is because they can clear one another's path of enemy pawns, using captures to remove blockers, or simply by outnumbering the defense. To identify or create passed pawns, you first need to assess the pawn chains. Look for pawn majorities, where you have more pawns on one side of the board than your opponent. Then, consider which pawns can be advanced without immediate risk. Your goal is often to create a breathing room for one of your pawns. This might involve trading off certain pawns to clear a path, or using your king and pieces to support a pawn's advance, making it impossible for the opponent's pieces to stop it. Often, you will push pawns on one flank to draw the opponent's king and pieces away, allowing a passed pawn on the other flank to advance unimpeded. This is a classic diversion tactic. A key concept here is the outside passed pawn. This is a passed pawn on a flank away from the main action or the opponent's king. It forces the opponent's king to abandon the more critical central or kingside pawns, making it easier for your other pieces to create threats. Another valuable insight is the concept of a protected passed pawn, which is a passed pawn that is defended by one of your own pawns. This makes it much harder for an opponent's piece to capture, often forcing them to sacrifice an entire piece to stop it, which is usually a winning exchange for you. Mastering the art of creating passed pawns through strategic pawn structure manipulation is a cornerstone of strong endgame play. By understanding how pawn structures create these opportunities, you gain a powerful tool to simplify complex positions, force favorable exchanges, and ultimately, march your pawn to glory and secure the win. It is about actively shaping the board to reveal your pawn's clear path.